Hey everybody, welcome back to December Delight. It's day 5, I think. And fortunately have not gotten my violin yet, but it's coming. So, very very excited about that. It's on its way. I got an email from them saying that it's on its way. So, that makes me happy. Um because of that, I thought I would make a little video about violins and kind of going over stuff, uh, going about going over about things, because my violin that I'm going to be getting is a lot different than what your normal violin is going to be looking like. Um, I have my normal violin here with me, so I'm going to show you that. And then once I get my electric violin, I will show you that, and I'm going to show you how different they are, and you're going to be like, what? My electric violin is also considered a soundless violin, I guess. You plug in you plug in either headphones. If you plug in headphones and then you can only listen to yourself sound like practice and sound like a crazy person. That's what I want, why I really wanted an electric violin, because I was like, well, if anybody's gonna sound like a crazy person, it's gonna just only be me, not my entire family. And then you can also hook it up to an amp if you want to, and I think you can find like small amps online instead of like anything big. But uh, most violins that are electric do not look like a normal acoustic violin that you would see in a shop, or like what you would see in an orchestra. So this video is mainly for people who, if you have never heard anything about violins, or if you don't know anything about violins and you're interested in it, you can continue on watching, and I hope you enjoy it. First thing off that I'm going to tell you is the sizing chart about violins. So, the violin that I'm going to be getting is called the standard size. It's a 4/4. Basically, once you grow up, you get a 4/4 sizing. That bases off of your arm length, your left arm length, because that's how long it takes for you to put your arm like this, in this position, to put your fingers on the violin. However, when you're little and you're first learning, obviously you can't hold a violin that's big. So it starts actually out at approximately, I think, there's a 1/16, and then it goes to 1/10, and those are like for 3 to 5-year-olds. So if you're like really starting out your kid young, then a 1/8, a 1/4, a 1/2. I think I might have started at a 1/2, and then a 3/4, and then a 4/4. So yeah, I think I started at a 1/2 and then went up, and then now I have this 4/4. So then you may be asking, well, Lindsay, why are you getting a new electric violin if you have a perfectly good violin with you? Well, that question will be answered in a moment. But first of all, let's take a look at what my violin looks like. Getting it out of the case. That is terrible. That sound is not the sound you want to hear. It sounds like that, if you heard it, make like a glue sound, because it is not tuned. This is what my violin looks like. Normal. Very, very normal. But it's making these terrible sounds because it's so untuned. You have to work on tuning it if you ever want to play it, obviously. That's an easy thing that you're doing. But the hard thing is tuning it. How you tune it is you use these guys up here, and these guys up here are called pegs. And then also, so if you have like really a lot of tuning to do, you'll use these guys up here and you'll use these pegs. And if you only have like small minor tuning issues, you use these guys down here. You can kind of see it's kind of hard. Oh, there's a glare on this one there, so you can see it. I don't know what they're called. You just like you turn them back and forth, and then it changes the tune. Now the reason why I had brought this violin into a shop and asked them if they could like restring it and do work on it for me like a year ago, because I was interested in maybe getting back into playing. And they did it for me, but they said, if you're really interested in doing anything with violin, you're going to have to get a new one. And I was like, okay, well, why am I going to need to get a new one? And they said, well, I don't know exactly what the wording was, but basically the pegs are stripped. So my pegs here, your pegs stay the same, but the peg hole sizes, because this is wood, are gradually, because you're turning them, gradually just going to get bigger and bigger, and then the pegs start to slip. And so then it will start to go out of tune quicker and quicker. So it will be easy for you to lose the correct note that you want to be on. Let's see if it works. Hold on. Yeah, that's not a good sound. Watch. Okay, so that's one. Okay, now I'm gonna let go of this peg. Yeah, see, that's not supposed to happen. So that's how you're supposed to tune it. But and then it just kind of like, my pegs have gotten to the point where like they won't stay in place. So it's kind of like if you strip a nail or strip a screw, they're slipping. And so that's the problem. That's the problem with this violin. I would keep it in a heartbeat if I could. I still plan on keeping it. It's not going anywhere, but I just can't use it because that doesn't sound like a violin to me. So yes, that's what we'll talk about. That's some of the things that we're talking about today. Secondary portion of the violin, which is important, is this baby right here. And it's precarious because it's actually not on the violin. It's not glued down. It's just like laying flat. Not laying flat, but like, it's just standing straight up like this. And I would never, in my wildest dreams, put one of these in by itself. I would have a professional do it. Just like I would have somebody professionally string my violin, because I would be too afraid of doing damage to my violin. But this like makes the strings go upwards a little bit and then go back down a little bit, which helps do something with the sound. So when you're changing the different notes when you're playing your violin, blah blah blah. Yeah, like that. Okay, whatever. Another interesting tidbit. This is a chin rest. Obviously, you put your chin here. See? Do this. Then you're gonna do this. However, that's not the only thing you need. You need this. And you're like, what the hell is this? This is a shoulder rest. And I love this thingy. It's amazing. But I think I'm going to use the one that they give me, because I think it's going to be a little bit different for the electric violin. But you put this baby on the back. And now, your shoulder. Oh my god, I put it on backwards. Did I put it on backwards? I think I might have put it on backwards. I haven't played in so fucking long. No, I don't think I did. Maybe it just is like really, really weird. Like, okay, no, it's okay. I think it wasn't like staying. It wasn't staying in place, and I was too afraid of it. Too afraid of like hurting my violin. Okay, so yeah, you can see it like rests right on your collarbone, and then you have your chin face on your chin rest, and then your fingers like this. Your elbow like an L shape. Ooh. I'm trying to do this way. It's very strange. Do this. And yeah. So this is kind of my like violin 101 portion of something. And I think I might make more videos once I get my electric violin and kind of get into it so that I can kind of show you guys. But violin 101 is this. On beginner violins, they have a lot of the time they'll have somebody your what are they called? your instructor will put tape where you're supposed to put your fingers, cause that changes the note. So like, as if you're on, okay, let's say you're on a piano, you know, it goes like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 blah. Well, oops, sorry. Obviously, a violin does not work that way. Only has 4 strings, and you're going to have to use your fingers to change that. So, it's like 1 is a changing a note. So you got your open note, and then you got 1, 2, 3, and then if you go to 4, it's actually the next string. So, and then, but on beginner violins, they usually put like tape where you're supposed to, like, kind of like cheat tape, where you're supposed to put your fingerprints, but where you're supposed to put your fingers. But since I played on my violin for so long, by the time I got this violin, I didn't need it. I just kind of, like, my fingers knew where to go. So I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, like that. And yeah, so that's that portion of your violin. But that is not the only thing you need when you have a violin. If you haven't already realized, we were missing a big portion of your violin. Now this is my baby, and I'm probably going to use it despite the fact that it goes with this violin. Actually, we bought it separately when I got a violin because this violin came with its own. But this is a bow, and it's long, very long, because it's got to be long. Mine is purple. Purple's my favorite color. And a bow is basically, well, basically is, I mean, it's what you use to, you've seen orchestra people, they goes across the strings, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do it on the violin because it's going to sound absolutely awful. But, yeah. So, this is a lovely bow. It looks black right now just because of the lighting that I have. But on this, about here, you can kind of see how it's purple. It's kind of like a shimmery dark purple. If I bring it close enough to the light, you'll see like the shimmery darker purple. Where I have another one, and it's like actual black. I think this might be like, I don't even know what it is. But then, this is horsehair, that it is. And then, so what you do with a violin bow is to make it so that you can tighten. You can actually, fun thing, you can either tighten or loosen this horsehair here. So you turn this little knobby thingy here, and it will either loosen it or tighten it. So it gets either looser or tighter depending on how you do it. A lot of time you want it to be tighter, and you'll be able to see it like get a little bit more of a bow to it, or it will get like a little bit less. Like there, it kind of got, you could see it like it got a little bit more, whereas this it got a little bit like of a less of a bow to it. But if you're like putting it away, you don't want it to be stressed out. You want it to be kind of have its kind of like a bouncy edge to it. But yeah, so that's that. And final piece is, this is terrible. It's a really bad, but usually you have better thing, and it's called rosin, and it goes on your bow like this. It's kind of like for a pool cue, how they have that blue stuff before you make a shot. You want this. It helps your bow go across the strings. Well, like you can see here where I stopped rosin, if that's a word. Like where I stopped using rosin. Like I need to rosin this better if I want to use it in the future more. But yeah, you can like stop. You can see where it. But yeah, so that's the fun stuff. And so you would end up holding violin like this, doing this, and like this. Always want your hand to be like this. You never want it to be like this. If you ever are watching a movie, TV show, anything like that, and a person's playing a violin and they look like this, they're not playing the violin. They don't know how to play the violin. They've never taken a violin lesson in their life. Because you cannot do this. You can't do this. It won't work. It won't work. Legit won't work. You have to have your hand like this. If you want to get to any of the strings, you have to have an open hand. If you see me from the other side, you'll be able to see my open-handed grip and my thumb up here. And how my fingers curve like that. And curve down. Hi! How are you? And you do this. That's so cool. Sorry. I had to do that. And this video is so long. Holding a bow it's hard to get used to, cause you want to hold it like this. Like, I mean, like you're like, I need to hold this in a death grip, but the whole point of it is you don't want to do that. And I'm gonna re-look up how to hold a bow, because I want to make sure I'm telling people the right. But I'm pretty sure, because my hand kind of just goes back to how I'm holding it. It's just like this. So your thumb is like here, and then your fingers curve like this, and you have your thumb, pinky, oh damn it. Every time. I used to do this all the time, and my instructor would be like, no, curve that pinky. It's like pinky's up, and like, for anytime you do a teacup party. So you want it like this. Long strings. Because it's got to be very, like, professional. Like, you don't want to be holding the entire thing. You're supposed to look. That's how it goes, like, across your body. Man, I'm going to have some arm strength after this. And that is today's lesson, tutorial of violin. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm super excited to get my violin, and I'll probably start doing more, hopefully a couple of violin stuff. I want to. I actually just had a lot of fun making this, and it's probably like made me have like a really great time. And just by the way, this is like my bedroom floor, so Welcome to my bedroom floor instead of my desk bedroom. You got a new view of my room. Congrats. Goodbye, guys. I hope you have a nice night.